Energy lockdowns are on the way to be underway. A global energy crisis is set to take place real soon.
Remember when Klaus Schwab said this?
Would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison.
Now, because of the war in Iran, the International Energy Agency has released Sheltering from Oil Shocks. It's a 10-point plan to guide you how to deal with reduced energy, and it looks a lot like a COVID lockdown. Work from home, use public transit. If you are going to drive, make sure that you have a reduced speed on the highway. Don't use gas when cooking, and avoid air travel at all costs. And currently, as we speak, Cuba is in complete darkness, except for their 5-star hotel, because they aren't getting any oil. And you have to wonder if this is a precursor for other parts of the world. Many people believe that these are signs that we are about to enter an energy lockdown, a COVID lockdown 2.0. As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
That Klaus Schwab video right there, I've referenced that on a lot of videos right here on this channel. That's why I understood we would enter these times, as well as me doing research, being somebody that has eyes to see, seeing that they did the test run already. I believe it was the United Kingdom. Yeah, it was the United Kingdom. It started in 2021 and peaked 2022 through 23. The citizens there had to choose between either freezing in the winter or starving, because their electric bills went up that much. They either would have enough to pay the bill and they wouldn't be able to eat, or they would have enough to eat and would have to freeze in the winter months. It's coming worldwide now. That was the test for when they bring it full scale globally.
I'm going to be one of the first people to say this, but energy lockdowns are coming and you better be prepared. With the conflict going on in the Middle East, oil prices are already rising, and countries in Southeast Asia have even started telling their residents to start rationing their energy and electricity. Now, you have to couple that with the fact that the United States just got a warning from Iran, basically saying that if we go after their power plants, they're going to go after the ones in Europe. Obviously, that would be horrible news. But if none of that happens, oil will continue to rise just based on this entire conflict and the strait being closed for how long it has been. Now, with the price of oil, everything else is going to go up, including, and more so, electricity. Just like COVID, they are going to basically tell you that you cannot go to work. You cannot use as much electricity as you're using. They have water bans in some places already, like California, Nevada. Hey, don't consume as much water. They're going to do the same exact thing with electricity, and they're going to monitor it and make sure that you don't use as much. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but this year we are having some wacky weather, and this summer is predicted to be one of the hottest on record. Couple that with the fact that our energy infrastructure is totally shot. Places like Texas, we can't even go an entire winter without our electricity shut off because the grid is too tapped out. Now, with all of this going on, this is being viewed as an opportunity from the elite. They want to hollow out the middle class, and they don't care that you can't afford your energy.
Remember, middle class will be eradicated. The gap will widen. More people will go to being poor. Those will be the middle class workers and families. That'll be on the poor side. And the elite will continue to get richer. There will be no more middle class. It'll be one or the other.
Classes, the rich and the elite, and they want the poor people. They want to make this look like a third world country. So you need to have a plan in place. Obviously, inflation is going to go through the roof. There's two different scenarios. One, they're going to print a whole bunch of money and give everyone stimulus checks to help you afford the energy, in which case inflation and the value of all your money you have saved will completely deplete. Or they're going to keep at it with the high interest rates, and the debt will continue to rise, and the prices will, again, still dramatically go up. Get smart, have a plan in place, start diversifying where your money is going. Hard times are coming, so please be prepared.
Yes, hard times are beginning, and it'll be that way for quite some time. It's not going to be quick. It's going to last for years, getting worse and worse and worse. That's just as real as I can keep it. I'm not going to lie to y'all.
Okay, real talk. Real talk right now. I don't think people are aware of the insanity that we are heading towards by 2026, this summer. If this oil blockage continues for like another couple of weeks, deadly serious. This is the biggest oil shortage the West has ever seen in history. And what that could look like for all of us by this summer is there being national lockdowns as a way to ration oil, national blackouts as a way to ration oil, bans and restriction on any travel, so forget your summer holidays, gas and electricity doubling by this winter, and the cost of groceries going up by 20%. There is already a cost of living crisis in this country. This is a tipping point that most people aren't going to survive. How much more suffering are we prepared to go through in the name of Western imperialism and illegal wars? And I'm not fear-mongering. I actually feel hopeful. I'm hoping that this will be the thing that pushes people out to the streets and gets people fighting and demanding for better. It's time to rise up and create a systematical overhaul now.
Remember all of the talk on this channel about being self-sustainable and in control of your power, water, your food, living off the grid in a way that you and your family can survive well. Those times are here now. And this is exactly why I've been saying it.
A new global lockdown is coming and it's getting serious. This time it's all about energy. Countries are rationing gas. Some are putting limits on how much fuel you can buy. Others are even grounding flights. Slovenia has already become the first country in Europe to implement fuel rationing. South Korea is doing the same thing. They're putting QR codes at the gas pump that limits how much gas each citizen can buy. The Philippines is trying to ground all flights because they don't have any fuel. American Airlines has cut flights by 5%. Governments around the world are trying to push work-at-home mandates to save fuel. Even the International Energy Agency is trying to restrict non-essential travel. Now, does this sound familiar? In 2020, we were told that lockdowns would only last a few weeks. It lasted years. Now, instead of a health crisis, we could be entering a period of peak energy, and that could be just as dangerous as a virus. The new world will be dominated by the power triad: compute, data, and energy. Energy is the foundation of everything. If oil prices don't start coming down, if geopolitical tensions continue, it will keep impacting supply chains, financial markets, global stability. This is bigger than the COVID lockdown. This is a system shift. Follow me if you want to understand where all of this is going.
You ready for another lockdown? Buckle in. It's going to be called the energy conservation lockdown. It's going to be the same playbook from the 2020 global pandemic lockdown. They're just going to repurpose it and change the title to energy conservation so they can keep you in the house. So let's talk about it. So, the war in the Middle East, gas prices, crude oil through the roof. Countries like Thailand, India, Asia, they're all already standing in line for gasoline. Australia has already gone so far to already put restrictions in place. Work from home, alternate days that you can drive your car on the street based on your driver's license. We want you to carpool. All of that is because of the war in the Middle East and the gas prices going through the roof. And you're probably saying, I don't care. I don't live there. That's not my problem. Remember, the pandemic was a global lockdown. And think about it. Wasn't New York City trying to float a new bill just last week where they were going to implement an 11 p.m. curfew to conserve energy? These million-dollar companies are building data centers everywhere. How do you think they're going to run those data centers? They need energy. And now, conveniently, there's this whole energy crisis due to the war in the Middle East, because we are reliant for our oil from other countries. And one of the reasons why is because the refineries that were in California got shut down by that group of people. And Trump wants to open one back up. And Newsom and his homies are protesting it. We don't want the refinery reopened because we had an oil spill. We don't want it reopened anymore, which is code for we want to be reliant on oil from other countries because we get kickbacks. So when you're wondering what is going on with the war in the Middle East, this is what's going on. The interesting thing is you guys will come in the comments and tell me that none of this is true when Google is for free. But I want you guys to really dig into what is going on. Pay attention. AI data centers, curfews. Do you think for 1 second they are not literally planning another global lockdown retitled energy conservation? Let me know down in the comments. You ready for another lockdown? I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of you who would love to work from home again because y'all was crying when they took it away. They give you what they want you to have and they take it away. They give it to you and they take it away, and you guys fall for it every single time.
How do y'all feel about this information, family? Drop it in the comment section below. Are you ready for another lockdown? This one will be way worse. This lockdown will not compare to COVID. COVID was a drop in the bucket, right? It was a little drop in the bucket. This one gonna be worse. COVID was the test run. I know you probably heard that before. It was. This will change the world completely from one system to the next.